For the first time in a week, the Roseburg Indians return to the hardwood to face off against the South Medford Panthers back here in the Rogue Valley. Hello and welcome to South Medford High School. Matt Jarecki, happy to be with you this afternoon. Now, last week it was the Indians facing off against North Medford High School, and well, that was a weird game because it was played at Oakdale Middle School. It was the first time that the Indians had been at Oakdale Middle School, the former South Medford High School building, the original Central Medford High School building. Since all the way back in 2009 and 2010, this wonderful gymnasium and school opened up here in the Rogue Valley. And for the first time in a long time, the Indians had to go play at Oakdale Middle School. They've done a lot to that building. I was talking to B.G. Gould, the longtime statistician, absolute legend out here in the Rogue Valley. And he was telling me about all the history of Oakdale Middle School and how it was the original South Medford High School gym up until they opened up this gym and this school up in 2010. But he was happy. He said, you know, you're the first road broadcaster to broadcast at the original South Medford gym since 2009. So that was quite the honor, I guess I could say. But happy to be back here in the Rogue Valley. Good to have a Friday off as well. The team had the Friday off for the first time all season. They originally had a Friday off earlier in the season. Coach Humphreys elected to use that Friday and have an endowment game against Century High School up in Hillsborough. And so instead of having a Friday off in the middle of the season, they then had a 3.5-hour bus ride up to Hillsborough. That ended up being a victory for the Indians, and so things worked out there. Nonetheless, though, the team had a Friday off for the first time this season, and now it's the home stretch. Just 3 more games. One against South Medford here tonight. Then they got senior night coming up on Friday against Sheldon High School, and then next Tuesday they'll be on the road to South Eugene to end the season. The Indians find themselves 6-16 so far on the season, 2-7 in Southwest Conference play. They find themselves right now number 6 in the Southwest Conference, just a tick ahead of Willamette High School, who the Indians picked up their second conference win of the season. South Medford on the other side, just 9-12 on the season, but they're 5-4 in Southwest Conference play. They find themselves currently tied for third place in the Southwest Conference standings. They're tied with South Eugene, although South Eugene has the tiebreaker over South Medford right now, and that's in large part due to them being 13-8 on the season. A really good year for the Axe. Nonetheless, South Medford, they're trying to get into the postseason. Even with that 9-12 record, they're right now on the bubble, and they're going to need to win here tonight against the Indians if they want to get towards the postseason. Now, these two teams have already faced off against each other earlier this season. Happened back on January 29th, just a few weeks ago. It was a 67-51 victory for the Panthers of South Medford. And really, it got down to that first quarter. It was a poor first quarter for the Roseburg Indians that put the team down 20-5 and in catch-up mode. After that point, the Indians played the Panthers pretty much even the rest of the way with the 16-point loss after trailing by 15 points after one quarter. Coach Humphrey said, quote, "That was too big of a hole to dig themselves out of." Coach Humphrey said, quote, "We kept battling, but we couldn't get over the hump," and that certainly was the case. Roseburg did a pretty good job in the second half. In fact, they had 15 turnovers in the game. 11 of them came in the first half against South Medford. Really improved as the game went along. The Indians just shot 34% from the field and just 56% from the free throw line. Definitely want to improve the free throw shooting percentage. What the Indians have done towards the end of this season, last couple of games have looked really good from the foul stripe for the Indians. Bentia in that game had 19 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. He had 15 points, though, in the second half. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was the first game, second game, third game, that he had the banana halftime routine. He ate a banana, and then after that, he'd ball. At least that's the story he gave me. They picked up a couple of wins with him eating a banana at halftime. They didn't win that game, but he played pretty good in the second half. I've yet to determine if he's still eating a banana at halftime. I'll try to get that to you guys later on this week, right before senior night for Bentia, the senior. Honorable mention, All-Southwest Conference player a year ago. He's having a heck of a senior year, averaging just under 20 points a game at 19.6 points per game. He's also shooting 72% from the free throw line, one of the tops on the team. Last game against North Medford, he had 15 points against the Black Tornado. Now let's talk a little bit about that game against North Medford a week ago. It was the change in venue, but it didn't slow down North Medford and the Black Tornado as they pulled away in the second quarter to beat the Indians 71-43. Again, that game was played at Oakdale Middle School after the roof collapsed on the North Medford gym. They have yet to determine what they're going to do with the new gymnasium at North Medford, or if Oakdale Middle School will be the permanent location. For the meantime, it's the temporary location for North Medford High School. Now, Roseburg led early on against North, but it was a 12-0 run in the second quarter for the Black Tornado to pull away after they took the lead. The Indians were held to just 7 points in the second quarter, trailed 34-20 at the break, and the Tribe didn't let the game get away in the third quarter, but the Black Tornado put the game out of reach by outscoring the Indians 22-8 in the final 8 minutes. Jaron Leeworthy had 16 points, Owen Bentia with 15, and Harrison Scott had 7 to lead the Indians. So that's what happened last week for Roseburg against North Medford. South Medford on the other side, they're coming off a 60-32 win versus Willamette to end a 2-game losing streak. The Panthers used a 10-3 run to open up the second quarter to separate themselves from the Wolverines, and after that, they weren't really threatened. They built a double-digit lead and controlled the game for the rest of the way. The key to the Panthers' victory, though, came on the defensive end. They held Willamette to just 24%, shooting overall just 12 of 49 from the field, 13% from three-point range, just 3 of 23 were the Wolverines, and that's certainly been the case this season for South Medford. They're holding their opponents to just 55 points per game. That's one of the tops in the Southwest Conference. If you compare that to Roseburg, Roseburg's given up 68.8 points per game. South Medford, over 13 points fewer per game given up this season. Really good defensive team in South Medford. Should be a fun one here tonight at South Medford High School. Again, these two teams, the first time they met, it was 20-5 after one. After that, the remainder of the game, pretty even between the two teams. Just South Medford outscoring Roseburg by just 1 point in the final 3 quarters. Roseburg found themselves in that game a couple of times, cut it down to single digits, but they couldn't get it done against the Panthers. Down 2 between these two programs coming up. Looking forward to it. Me and Coach Humphreys had a long pregame conversation ahead of this game. It was a fun conversation. Obviously, you get a week off, and so you're able to talk a little bit more. A little fun as well. Probably the most free-spirited, fun conversation we've had all season long. About 10 minutes to go till tip-off. We'll take our first time out, and when we return, we'll have that fun 5+ minute interview with Coach Humphreys. 2-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Can't move a muscle? Make a move to Centennial Orthopedics and Podiatry for muscle, joint, and bone care for the entire family. Whether for ankle or foot, hand and wrist, shoulder and elbow, hip and knee, or sports injuries, our specialty-trained doctors can help you get moving. Get the safe, comfortable orthopedic care you deserve right here in Douglas County. It's your move. Call 541-229-2663 or visit centennialorthopodiatry.com today.
Looking for a great lunch and great value with endless options for everyone? Then hurry over to Mountain Mike's Pizza for our all-you-can-eat lunch buffet. For one low price, you can choose from a variety of signature and specialty hot and delicious pizzas. Then build your own salad your way with a wide selection of fresh vegetables, toppings, and dressings with as little or as much as you want. Mountain Mike's Weekday Lunch Buffet. It's lunch and salad bar the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Graduating seniors who are members of our men's basketball team. These young men Welcome back to the pregame show. Nat Jarecki here with Coach Humphreys. Coach, actually, funny enough, I was going to start with today with saying, hey, you guys are back here in the Rogue Valley. Have gotten used to the bus ride, and it sounds like you had a little bit of fun on the bus, or maybe just a nice needed rest.
Got a nice little nap on the way down, so I'm refreshed. I don't know about the boys, but I'm refreshed.
Yeah. What are bus rides normally like? I mean, you guys make the long trip down to Medford. Was it the same way last week, or is this kind of new for you guys to be resting a little bit more on the bus?
The boys usually rest pretty much every road trip, right? They kind of got a little routine. Sometimes I mix it up. I'll pull them up to the front of the bus and talk about some individual stuff, whether it's like what they're doing well or what we need them to work on and focuses for the team, and try to have some individual conversations with guys, just kind of how they're feeling and where they're at, and what they need for support, stuff like that. A lot of basketball stuff, but also some non-basketball stuff, just kind of checking in with them, how they're doing with school and life, and it's got a good time to get to know kids, and just great opportunity to use that downtime for some of that, but a lot of times they just fall asleep.
Yeah. After the game, any games or anything? No Mafia?
It depends on how the game went. I've got some good video of the guys singing in the back of the bus to Taylor Swift or some of their favorite songs, and so they get good team song time sometimes, and so good team bonding.
Yeah. You a big Swiftie?
I'm not. I like a few of them. They're kind of catchy.
Yeah.
I sing them in class to make the kids laugh sometimes.
Yeah. What's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, you don't want to hear me karaoke.
No?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Come on, what are the guys here?
I guess I would say back from my day would be Warren G Regulators.
Oh, yeah.
So we do have a team playlist that we listen to in practice sometimes, and I get some vetoes and I get to throw some of my songs in, and that's number one on the playlist that the guys know because it's probably my go-to song.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You guys had Friday off. What was it like to just not play on a Friday and get to rest a little bit?
It was kind of a nice week, a good little break. At this time of the year, no matter where you're at in your season, kids are getting kind of tired. It's a long season, especially the freshmen, right? They're like, hey, we just went from a month and a half, 2-month-long season to now like a 4 or 5-month-long season. So a good change of pace for us. We got to do practice with the unified team a little bit, and so that was fun for the guys and get to work with them, and they're always just so happy and fun to be around that it's just a good experience for our guys. I just step back a little bit from the 2-hour grind every day.
Yeah, no doubt. You guys had the full week off. Do you feel like the players are itching to get back out there after not playing for a week?
It's hard to tell. Some groups you can kind of gauge where they're at and how they're feeling, and even just whether they're ready for a game or not. And this group, sometimes I think they're ready and they come out and we're flat, or sometimes I think they're not ready and they come out scorching hot. And so it's hard to tell.
It always is. Looking at this South Medford team, you've already faced them so far this season. What did you learn from that first matchup?
The first game, the pressure got to us a lot. They were physical, pick up full court, and they're always disciplined, run, they set good screens, they're efficient on their offense, and obviously the discipline caught up with us a little bit, and they made us play defense a lot longer than we used to.
No, it's a very good defensive team out there for South Medford. You guys in that game found yourselves down 20-5 early, but after that point you played pretty even with them for the remainder of the game. How big of an emphasis is it for having a big start?
That's one of those games where it was the first home game in a while, and I thought we were ready to come out and jacked up to play in front of our home crowd, and we come out really slow. And then, like you said, after that we battled back and competed for a while. But when you dig yourself a hole like that, then you're gonna have a tough time getting over the hump. And it was kind of the same way at North Medford last week. And so that's definitely been an emphasis for us is, hey, how are we gonna bring that energy? How do you energy doesn't just happen. You have to be the one to manufacture it. You have to be the one. We've seen what happens when I try to bring energy on the bench and I get teed up, or the officials get mad at me, and so it can't come from me yelling on the sidelines. And so they got to figure out how to bring that themselves. And so we tried to do a few things this week to to figure out how they're going to bring the energy on their own.
Lastly, kind of a little bit of a fun one, but today I went to the Y and hooped for the first time since moving to Roseburg.
Nice.
Nails from the free throw line, but my jumper way off.
Yeah.
What's the biggest tip you got from me to shoot like one of your players out there?
Oh, to outshoot one of our players. Well, the biggest thing is being in shape. I mean, like you said, right? I mean, I can still go out and I can outshoot my guys standing flat-footed from the three-point line. But once you start moving up and down, once I start getting gassed a little bit and they're in shape from playing so much, my shooting percentage goes way down. So yeah, that's just about being in shape and basketball shape, right? Where you're running a little bit and you're jumping and trying to shoot at the same time. That's a whole nother level of being in shape.
Totally. Awesome. Well, appreciate it. Good luck today.
Awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate it. That was Coach Humphreys ahead of this game, and I really thought I had the timing right. It looked like it was going to be pretty good timing for tonight. Unfortunately, the wrinkle in my plan was that I didn't know that it was senior night. It feels weird that it's senior night, considering that South Medford has another home game coming up on Friday, and you normally have senior night at the very end of the season, the last home game of the year. At least that's the case for most high schools. At least every high school I've been a part of it. Thurston High School, where I used to call games, they had senior night on the last week. My high school as well, South Eugene. For the most part, it's normally the last home game of the year. They have senior night. Not the case here at South Medford. Tonight is their senior night, and so they honored the seniors ahead of this one. And so right at 10 minutes, right where I sent it to a break, they paused the clock, and then they just had their senior night presentation. And so the players have now emerged. Actually, really funny, the locker room for Roseburg here today is actually upstairs on the second deck across the way in another gym. They had to emerge from the upper deck and then walk down all the bleacher stairs to get down to the floor here tonight. Nonetheless, they are on the floor, and they are warming up right now. About 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go until the national anthem. Again, this is the second time these two teams are meeting this season. The first time, a 67-51 victory for South Medford. We're here at South Medford High School, Dennis Murphy Court, the official title of this hardwood here in South Medford. Again, last week, the Indians were on the road to the Rogue Valley. Back-to-back weeks on the road. Coach Humphreys, well rested. I was a little bit surprised to hear that he takes a nap. Took a nap at least, but, good for him. Needs the rest. Been a long season. Home stretch, just 3 more games. I was talking to him and asked him, I said, does it really feel like 3 more games? And for him, he said, with the season going the way that it has, 6-16 overall, he just wants a few more weeks. He feels like the team's heading in the right direction. It feels like every time they faced off against the team for the second time, they've improved, including the JV games so far this season. The JV team, unfortunately, lost against South Medford earlier, but pretty close game through the first 2.5 quarters. South Medford pulled away in the third, and then it was pretty even in the fourth quarter. But a pretty good effort for the JV team. A lot of those guys are going to have to step up next season. Looking at the starting lineups for today for the Roseburg Indians. Get that on the live stream in just a second. But for the Indians, their starting lineup consists of Jaron Leeworthy, Landon Fanigal, Harrison Scott, Owen Bentia, and Caden Luther. Fanigal makes his return to the starting lineup, missed the last few games due to an injury. He's going to be limited tonight with the minutes tonight, at least. Coach Humphreys, I asked him how many minutes tonight, and he said it, depends on him. It depends on whether or not he's good to go for a majority of the game. If his ankle isn't feeling good, then he might sit down and rest a little bit more, but it's all up to Landon Fanigal and how he's feeling ahead of this one. So we'll see how much he plays here tonight. But it is good to see him back in the starting lineup. But looking at the starting lineup for Roseburg, you got Jaron Leeworthy and Harrison Scott, the 2 juniors in the starting lineup. Other than that, Landon Fanigal, Owen Bentia, and Caden Luther, all seniors. They're all going to be playing their final 3 games tonight, then on Friday, and then again next Tuesday. And so a lot of the JV guys, a lot of the underclassmen going to have to step up. And Coach Humphreys mentioned Tristan Frabel, Marcus Lobo, who hasn't played all season. He's actually out for the season, the junior. He was supposed to be a big-time contributor to the team, and Coach Humphreys is looking forward to him returning for his senior year next year and being one of the big-time guys. It's been a stretch. Asher Vredenberg and Micah Mendoza last year, both big-time scorers, averaging over 15 points per game. Mendoza over 20 points per game, and right now you have Owen Bentia averaging 19.6 points per game. So over the last 2 years, you've lost a lot of production in the Indian starting lineup, and so you're going to have to rely on a couple of younger guys, and Coach Humphreys is already thinking about the future, and it's looking like the Indians aren't going to make the playoffs at 6-16 and 2-7 in Southwest Conference play. Stranger things have happened, but feels like it's probably not going to happen this season, and Coach Humphreys talked about preparing for next season. He says even if the Indians don't make the state tournament, they have the option to continue practicing through the end of the state tournament so they can have an extra 2 to 3 weeks of practice after the season wraps up. And so he's going to check in with the guys and see how many guys, including the JV guys, that want to keep on working out in the weight room and working on the court and building towards next season. But it's an optimistic outlook for next year for Coach Humphreys and the squad, and they feel like they're heading in the right direction and they could finish this season exceptionally strong. Indians 6-16, 2-7 in Southwest Conference play. Lost their last game, 1-4 in their last 5 games, facing off against the South Medford Panthers, 9-12 on the season, 5-4 in Southwest Conference play. They're on a 1-game win streak, and they're 3-2 in the last 5 after dropping back-to-back games. Getting back in the win column are the Panthers, who are right now on the bubble. Again, they're right now tied with South Eugene for 3rd place with a 5-4 overall record in Southwest Conference play. And so they find themselves just behind North Medford, who are 5-3. Coming up next week, the Panthers are going to be facing off against North Medford. A little black versus blue rivalry coming up next week, and that could be a big game in terms of the Southwest Conference standings if North Medford's able to win this week and South Medford's able to win their next 2 games. It could be a battle for 2nd place in the Southwest Conference standings. In fact, it will. If they do win tonight and win against South Eugene on Friday, they would wrap up the year facing off against North Medford for a chance at 2nd place. So a big couple of games upcoming for the Panthers in this next week or so. They're, losing a couple of players from last year. They're in a transition year as well, 9-12 this season. Last year, they were 19-7. They were 12-0 in Southwest Conference play. It's kind of been Sheldon's year in the Southwest Conference standings. They're right now the only undefeated team, and they've clinched 1st place in the Southwest Conference standings with a 9-0 overall record in league play. They only got 2 more league games coming up, and so Sheldon gets the 2025 Southwest Conference standing. But it was South Medford that won the conference last year. They made it to the playoffs, defeated Cleveland in the first round of the playoffs, 81-46, and then they fell to Jesuit, 60-47 in the 2nd round. So that was South Medford's season last year. They had Jackson Weiland, who was the first-team All-League performer. He was actually the Southwest Conference Player of the Year last year. They had first-team All-League performer Ty Dolan as well, but Weiland, 3rd all-time in points, 2nd all-time in steals, 2nd most points per game in a single season for South Medford. He's now at MIT playing there. Pretty impressive stuff. Just to not only have all those accolades in high school, to earn your way to an institution, and not just any institution, but the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, one of the top universities nationwide. Really awesome for Jackson Weiland. He's gone, and South Medford this season in their transition year, they do have Cola D and Jed Johnson, honorable mention on conference players a year ago, and it's been a little bit of a transition year, but they can end the year strong for James Whiteman and his squad. His 9th season as the head coach here at South Medford High School, the 2024 Southwest Conference Coach of the Year. Again, a little bit of a later start tonight. We was hoping for a 6:45 tip-off. Looking like it's going to be closer to about 7 o'clock as the clock hits zeros here at South Medford High School. Teams coming up, standing up at their respective benches. Fight song just played here at South Medford High School. And it looks like we might get the national anthem in the next 5 seconds or so. So with the national anthem upcoming, we'll take our second 2-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be, handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
I'm confused by the huge market swings.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Welcome back here to South Medford High School. They're announcing the starters right now, and we got the starters finally for the South Medford Panthers. Starting is going to be all the seniors: Isaac Tanasi, Cole Adee, Landon Dufer, Jackson Spires, and Roy Mitchell. So that is the starting lineup for the South Medford Panthers, playing at home for their senior night. Again, the starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians: Jaron Leeworthy, Landon Fanigal, Harrison Scott, Owen Bentia, and Caden Luther. Two juniors, Jaron Leeworthy and Harrison Scott, and then the three seniors, Fanigal, Bentia, and Luther. Good to see Landon Fanigal back out there. He's missed the last 3 games due to an ankle injury, and he's going to be limited tonight on a minutes restriction, but good to see him back out here for the final stretch. Gets one more game in before heading off for senior night on Saturday. He wanted to be well rested and at least play a little bit before senior night, which is coming up on Friday against Sheldon. So both teams coming onto the floor here for the first quarter. The Indians today going to be wearing their black jerseys, white numbers and letters with an orange trim. South Medford white jerseys that say South across the chest, written in blue with blue numbers. No trim, just a blue line down the side. In the circle is Caden Luther. On the other side is Roy Mitchell, and Mitchell wins the tip for South Medford, and we're underway here at Dennis Murphy Court. South Medford with the basketball. They hand it off on the right wing. Dribbling with it is Dufour. Pass to the left wing, and a three-pointer's up and good for Cole Adee, the senior this season, who's averaging 13.4 points per game. So South Medford takes the lead 3-0 here in the first quarter. Roseburg with the basketball on the right side of the court, going left to right on your radio dial. Luther dribbles down the right lane, fakes a shot, now passes back to the top. Bentia there at the top of the arc, dribbles inside the arc, goes down the left alley, puts up a shot, and it's blocked by Mitchell. Up the floor, South Medford brings it. Pass goes to Tanasi, and Tanasi's layup no good. Offensive rebound goes up to Spires, but Spires' second chance won't go. It remains 3-0 here in the first quarter. 55 seconds into the ball game. Dribbling with it is Landon Fanigal. Bounce pass to Caden Luther at the right elbow. Luther to Fanigal on the left elbow. Down low underneath the basket. Leeworthy lays it up and in. Jaron Leeworthy with his first 2 points, and Roseburg gets on the board. 3-2. Right wing now for South Medford is Dufour to the top for Mitchell. Pass to the left wing. Adi lost the handle momentarily, picks it up, passes it to the top for Dufour. Out to the left wing, Tanasi a 3-pointer, and that cashes in. Isaac Tanasi makes it a 4-point game, 6-2. Ventia will bring it up the floor for the Indians in the point guard role. Passes to the right elbow for Caden Luther. Luther takes a dribble down the right lane, hands it off to Leeworthy. Leeworthy takes it into the paint, out to the left wing. 3-pointer from Fanigal. He can't answer. It's off rim, and now up the floor dribbling the ball is Dufour. Dufour, underhand pass down low. Spires gets it and banks it in. Right-handed shot good from Spires, and it's now 8-2 South Medford. Foul as Bentia went down the right lane. Foul is going to be on Cole Adi. That is his first foul, first team foul as well here in the first quarter. 5:54 and counting. Rather, now 5:54 and counting here in the first quarter. 8-2 South Medford with the lead. Bentia left wing, 3-pointer, it's good. Owen Bentia gets his first 3-pointer, and he brings it back within 3. 8-5. Bounce pass to the left wing. Tanasi down low. Adi gets a wide open look, and he lays it in. Cole Adi with 5 points. And South Medford will lead it 10-5. Bentia hands it off to Fanigal on the right wing. Pass to the top for Luther at the top of the arc. He's looking for an option. Hands it off to Leeworthy, takes one dribble before giving it right behind himself to Bentia. Bentia tried to go into the paint. Pass got knocked away, but it found its way to Fanigal, who was on the floor flat on his butt, and he gets it out to the arc. Bentia puts up a 3-pointer. It's off the backboard. No good. Spires gets the rebound up the floor for Tanasi. His pass knocked out of bounds by Caden Luther, and the Panthers will have it on the baseline. 10-5, South Medford with the lead here in the first quarter. On the left side of the court from the baseline, Adi inbounds it to the right elbow for Mitchell. Dribbles into the paint on Luther, goes up with the left hand and lays it in. Roy Mitchell is playing more basketball as of late, was a bench player at the beginning of the season, but has slowly found himself in a bigger role as Bentia goes down the left lane and he's fouled. And it's Cole Adi once again. So Adi gets his second foul. Second team foul. 12-5 the score. The Indians trailing. At the top, Luther has it. Passes to Leeworthy on the left wing. Dribbles inside the arc. Hands it off. Bentia puts up a triple. And it's off back iron. Spires climbs the ladder and gets the rebound. Up the floor. Spires brings it. Passes to the near corner. Dufour. A triple. Yes! Timeout on the floor for Roseburg. As South Medford connects on another 3-pointer. And the Indians use their first timeout with 4:25 to play. 15-5 the score. We'll take our first 30-second timeout here on 541radio.com. And the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
.425 to play here in the first quarter. Roseburg Indians use their first time out. Indians today, again, black jerseys, white numbers, orange trim for the Tribe. Out here at Dennis Murphy Court, South Medford High School. Indians versus Panthers here in the Rogue Valley. 10-point South Medford lead, Indians basketball. After the timeout, Leeworthy will inbound it in for Bentia. Bentia brings it up the floor. Dufour, a little bit of a full court pressure from the Panthers. Bentia at the top. Dufour, good defense, gets a screen to the right. Bentia puts up a wide open 3-pointer from the right wing. It falls short. Luther an offensive rebound, but it gets tied up with Tanasi, and it's going to be a jump ball. Tenassi wearing the bright apple green basketball shoes. I believe they're Oregon Duck. Either Oregon Duck Nike basketball shoes or at least Oregon Duck colors. They're green and yellow. Bentia gets the ball after the inbound from the right wing. He puts up the three-pointer and makes it. Owen Bentia, his second three-pointer. First time didn't go, the second time will. And it is now 15-8 here in the first quarter. Cross-court pass to Dufour to the top, a three-pointer, and that's good. Colady answers back with a three-pointer of his own. And it is now a 10-point game once again, 18-8. Indians up the floor. Bentia passes to Fanigal, left elbow. Fanigal down low. Leeworthy in the paint. Left alone, lays it in. Jaron Leeworthy makes it an 8-point game. Now Dufour has it on the left wing. Passes into the paint for Spires. Spires spinning. Bounce pass near side. Dufour, three-pointer. It falls short. And Luther gets the rebound for Roseburg. Bentia up a 1-on-3. Passes now to Leeworthy. Drives down the right alley. His shot no good. And now up the floor is Adi with it. Takes it to the left elbow. Passes to Dufour on the near side. Back to the top for Tenassi. Left wing. Adi. Another three. It rolls off to the left side. And Bentia gets the rebound for Roseburg. Up the floor, he brings it left to right past the timeline as he takes it himself down the right lane. Count the basket and one. Bentia with 8 points and a chance for 9 at the foul stripe. 18-12 the score. South Medford leading by 6. Bentia this season a 72% free throw shooter. Thanks again to the Cow Creek Tribe, our video stream sponsor all season long. And special thanks to the DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. 18-12 the score, 2:52 on the clock here in the first quarter, and Bentia makes it 18-13 as he goes 1 for 1 at the line after the and one play. In the backcourt with some pressures, Ashton Palm for the first time, the senior into the game off the bench. Fanigal taken out near corner now. It's Quentin Ritchie trying to get it inside, and it's taken away by the Indians. Leeworthy the steal, and Bentia slowly brings it up the floor as he crosses the half-court line. Ritchie with the defense. Bentia passes to Leeworthy on the near side. Drives in on Tenassi, brings it to the near corner. Bounce pass to Bentia. Right block went up on Ritchie, and a jump ball is going to be called. Possession arrow goes to South Medford. Second jump ball so far in this game. First one went to Roseburg, and it ended up working out for the Indians. They got the three-pointer from Bentia. Ritchie gets it out the inbound. Clevenger into the game as well. Joey Clevenger bounce pass to Ritchie, and now Clevenger gets it back near side. Bounce pass in from Jed Johnson in for the first time. Going up with the right hand is Ritchie. No good. Up to the top. A three-pointer from Von Strahl, and that's nylon. Jake Von Strahl makes it a 21-13 game. Bentia quickly up the floor, trying to pass it to Palm. It's taken away. Up the floor, cherry picking is Tenassi, and he tries to dunk it, but he can't get it in. Offensive rebound. Johnson gets it, and he's fouled from behind. Tenassi was looking for the flashy play, and he couldn't throw it down. He taps on his chest and tells his coach, James Whiteman, that's on me. He was looking for the dunk and probably should have went up for the layup for the guaranteed 2 points. Instead, we'll have Jed Johnson at the line, the 65% free throw shooter this season. Johnson takes a couple of dribbles, puts up the first free throw. It's good, and substitutions will come in. 22-13 the score. South Medford with the lead, 1:47 on the clock. Special thanks to our sponsor, Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call 541-459-1545. Johnson goes 2 for 2 at the charity stripe, 23-13 the score. South Medford with the lead here in the first quarter. And a timeout going to be called by South Medford High School. So a timeout on the floor. It is a 10-point game, South Medford leading. 30-second timeout. We'll take one ourselves here on 541radio.com and the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Move a muscle? Make a move to Centennial Orthopedics and Podiatry for muscle, joint, and bone care for the entire family. Whether for ankle or foot, hand and wrist, shoulder and elbow, hip and knee, or sports injuries, our specialty-trained doctors can help you get moving. Get the safe, comfortable orthopedic care you deserve right here in Douglas County. It's your move. Call 541-229-2663 or visit centennialorthopodiatry.com today.
(23-13) the score. South Medford with the lead. Ashton Palm inbounds it in for Owen Bentia. Indians going left to right on your radio dial. Harrison Scott will dribble it up the floor. First time in the point guard role today for Scott. Scott past the timeline, picks up his dribble on the logo, looking for an option, finds Easton Cantrell on the right wing. Deep in the backcourt, Cantrell has it. He lost his dribble, passes to Luther just inside the arc on the right wing. Passes to Scott, right baseline. Finn, the spin, turnaround, fade away, won't go. Offensive rebound goes to the Indians with Palm in the perimeter. Now Bentia gets it down the left alley, goes up with the left hand. It won't go. Luther tried to tip it to himself, but instead Johnson comes away with it. Up the floor, Quentin Ritchie has it. Bounce pass to Von Strahl, out to the near side. Clevenger with it, goes up with the right hand and lays it in. Joey Clevenger extends the lead to 12, and then a steal for South Medford. Into the paint, Ritchie out to Von Strahl. His J goes. Von Strahl makes it now 27-13 late here in the first quarter. 45 seconds and counting. Bentia dribbling the basketball. Crosses Ritchie as he passes the half-court line. Ball goes into the paint. Cantrell, a reverse layup, won't go. Rebound goes to D on the far sideline. D with some speed. Passes to Ritchie in the right wing. Dribbles it into the paint. Passes to the near corner. Von Strahl, a three-pointer. Off back iron, and it's knocked out of bounds. Going to be Roseburg basketball with 23.8 on the clock. Indians can hold for the final shot. Shot clock is off here at Dennis Murphy Court. Jaron Leeworthy will check in. Harrison Scott checks out. 27-13, Indians trailing by 14 points. Palm inbounds it for Bentia. Good defense from South Medford as they're pressing with the full court press. Bentia gets it past the half-court line. Fouled with 13.5, and instead it's an offensive foul. The foul is going to be on Ashton Palm. That is his first team foul for Roseburg. 13.2 on the clock after the turnover. And now Ritchie gets it at the top for South Medford. Ritchie gets a screen to the right, crosses to the left, fade away with 8 seconds on the clock, just shy of the three-point line. It's short. Cantrell gets the rebound. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Bentia tosses it for Cantrell at the half-court line. His heave is short and airballs. 27-13, the score. South Medford leading after one. Indians got some work to do. We'll see if they can come back. 1 minute timeout here on 541radio.com and the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Fresh 8 minutes on the clock. 27-13 the score. All the scoring for Roseburg has been done by two players. Jaron Leeworthy with 4 points and Owen Bentia with 9 points. Leeworthy inbounds it for Bentia on the far sideline. Indian shooting on the right basket. Luther has it at the foul stripe after the pass from Leeworthy. Gets it back to Leeworthy on the right wing. Takes it inside the arc. Stops. And he gets it taken away from him. Stripping it was Von Strahl. And Von Strahl will bring it up the floor for South Medford. Right wing with it is Jed Johnson, the honorable mention, All-Southwest Conference player a year ago. Hands it off to Adi. The other one as Adi pulls up just shy of the three-point line. It's short, and the rebound goes to Roseburg. Leeworthy taking it itself down the right alley. His shot too strong. And then it's knocked out of bounds off of Caden Luther. Going to be South Medford basketball. High-scoring first quarter for South Medford, a team averaging just 55.6 points per game this season. They're at 27 right now after one quarter. Ritchie up the floor for the Panthers, pulls up from the foul line and cashes it in. Made it look easy as Quentin Ritchie makes it a 29-13 game. Bentia taking it himself down the center alley, and he's fouled. Feels like a lot of hero ball being played right now from Roseburg. A lot of players getting it in the backcourt and then taking it themselves to the rack. As Bentia will go to the line to shoot two. Bentia's first free throw. Off to the left. Bentia now. 1 for 2 today at the free throw line. Special thanks to our sponsor, Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County, as well as McClendon Smokehouse, proud supporters of our youth sports. Bentia goes 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Tanasi has it down the left lane, goes up with the right hand, and he is fouled. Bentia, that's his first foul. Pass goes into Mitchell on the near corner. At the top is Tanasi out to the right wing for Dufour. Dufour pulls up a contested jump shot off to the right. Palm couldn't get the rebound, but Harrison Scott does for Roseburg. Scott pulls up, left wing, three-pointer, won't go. Tanasi gets the rebound for South Medford. Tanasi passes it up the floor. Spires gets it. Left-handed layup is good from Jackson Spires. He's up to 4 points. And the lead is now 31-13 for South Medford. Bentia gets it to Kemmerly in for the first time at the left elbow, and he traveled. Another turnover for the Tribe. Indians held scoreless, 6:25 and counting here in the second quarter. 6:25 on the clock here in the second quarter, I should say. Spires inbounds it for Dufour. Dufour crosses the line, passes to Nassi on the left wing, gets a screen to the right from Mitchell, pass to the far side, and it's through the hands of Joey Clevenger, out of bounds, another turnover. Harrison Scott gets it in. Scott, guarded by Clevenger, goes behind the back as he crosses the half-court line. Gets it to Kemmerly on the left wing. Kemmerly fakes a pass, hands it off to Fanigal. Down the left lane, he goes up, and he's fouled. Another foul. As this is Jackson Spires with his first foul. Now Landon Fanigal to the line. First free throw from Fanigal. High arcer, and it's good. Indians get their first point here in the quarter, and it's now 31-14. Vanagal's second free throw. Another high arcer. It rolls off to the right, and Tanasi gets the rebound for South Medford. Keeps it himself, brings it to the right wing, and he's fouled by Scott. Special thanks to our sponsor, Neal Company Real Estate. Check out Neal Company Real Estate at nealco.com for the latest listings around Douglas County. Their agents can help you score the home of your dreams. And special thanks once again to the Cow Creek Tribe, our video stream sponsor all season long. Dufour at the top. Indians in a 2-3 zone. Pass to the left wing for Clevenger. Back to the top for Dufour. Takes one dribble to Tanasi on the far side. Into the paint for Spires. Back to the top. Dufour, a three-pointer. Off to the left side. Trying to chase it down as Dufour, he does. And a behind-the-back pass to Spires. Takes it into the paint. Goes up with the right hand, and it's short. And it's knocked out of bounds off of himself. 5:32 on the clock. 31-14 the score. Palm and Kemmerly check out. Bentia, Leeworthy, Scott, Luther, and Fanigal, the starters on the floor. Scott, the point guard, crosses up Clevenger, and now gets it to Luther on the left elbow. Luther fakes a pass down low, dribbles to the right side, hands it off to Scott. He'll pull up just shy of the foul line and puts it in. Nice jump shot just shy of free throw line inside the paint for Scott. He gets his first 2 points of the game. Makes it 31-16. Tenassi with it to the left block for Spires. Takes a dribble on Luther and then back out to the far corner. They pass to the top. Dufer, he takes it in the arc. Near corner for Tenassi. Fakes a shot, pulls up from 2-point range and puts in the jumper just shy of the left elbow. Isaac Tenassi, his first 2-pointer of the game, and it's now 33-16. Bentia gets a screen towards his right, passes into the paint. Luther, a contested pass to the far corner for Scott, pulls up from the baseline, and his 2-point J goes. Harrison Scott with a back-to-back jump shots. And it's now 33-18, 15-point game. Tenassi passes to the near side. Dufer into the paint. Spires. Beautiful passing from South Medford as Mitchell gets it in the left block and puts it in. The 6'8 post player makes it a 35-18 game. Mitchell clearly the biggest man on the floor for the Panthers. Bentia puts up a 3-pointer and gets it to go on the near side. Bentia, that's his third 3-pointer of the game. Makes it a 14-point game, 35-21. Right wing, Clevenger left alone. 3-pointer off front iron. Scott the rebound for Roseburg. 3:40 on the clock as Bentia crosses the half-court line. Gets a screen to the right from Luther. Back to Luther. He'll put up a jump shot, and that's money. Caden Luther brings the Indians closer. 35-23. 12-point lead for South Medford. Bounce pass to the right elbow for Mitchell. Out to Tenassi on the near side. Pass to Dufer. 3-pointer. Too strong off iron. And Fanigow climbs the ladder and gets the rebound. Fanigow goes between his legs twice. Spires defending on the logo. Passes to Luther on the right elbow. Mitchell the defense. Pass goes down low to Scott. Bad pass, but he's able to get it back. Leeworthy gets it. Tries to pass to the top for Luther. He tried to tip it to Bentia. Ball going everywhere and finally finds its way to Isaac Tenassi's arms. He'll take it himself up the half-court line. Pull up from the left elbow. It's off the rim and then a whistle on the floor. It's a foul on Jackson Spires. That's his second. 2:42 on the clock. It's a 12-point lead for South Medford. Better defense in the second quarter for Roseburg. It was 27 points put up in the first quarter for the Panthers. Been held to just 8 points so far. Compare that to 10 points for Roseburg. Fanigow gets it into Leeworthy, and then back to Fanigow as he slowly brings it up the floor. Backing off with the full-court press was South Medford. Luther gets it from the right elbow and brings it out to the top of the perimeter. Passes to Fanigow. He'll pull up from the left block and put it in. Landon Fanigow gets his first jump shot and is returned to the floor. As now the other way, a ball is stripped away from Ritchie. Ball on the floor, and it finds its way to the top of the arc. And getting it there was Coladeem. They whistled beforehand, and it's a foul on Owen Bentia, his second. (35-25), 10-point game, and now Bentia gets a steal. He has a 3-on-1, bounce pass to Scott, bounce pass to Leeworthy, and he lays it in. Indians bring it to single digits. It's 35-27. Adi, the top. Von Strahl has it, back to Adi, left wing, now pass to Ritchie on the near corner. Adi, left wing, 3-pointer. It rattles out, won't go, and a fight for the rebound is won by Ritchie as it goes off of Harrison Scott. Going to be South Medford basketball. 1:46 on the clock, 35-27. Panthers with the lead. Adi, jabs. Now passes to Von Strahl at the top. Again, 2-3 defense for the Indians. Ball goes to the right elbow, and the jump shot goes for Quentin Ritchie. Stretches it back to 10, 37-27 the score. Just under 90 seconds to go here in the first half. Bentia, step back, three-pointer, left wing, it's good! Owen Bentia, his fourth three-pointer, and it's a 7-point game, 37-30. And a foul. Actually just knocked out of bounds on that far sideline. South Medford gets it. Ritchie gets a screen to the right, now passes to D, left wing to the near corner for Johnson. Left elbow, Von Strahl gets it, and he gets nylon. 39-30 as Von Strahl gets the nice jumper to sink. Vanagow passes it towards Bentia. It's knocked away, but Bentia regains possession right on the logo. Bentia dribbling. 32 seconds. Long three-pointer. That was from Ashland. Way too strong. Offensive rebound goes to Vanagow, and his second try won't go on the layup attempt. Adi gets the rebound up the floor. Ritchie gives it to Spires. In transition, Spires, his layup goes with 18 seconds. And it's now an 11-point game, 41-30. Indians cut it down to 7, and now it's back up to 11. 8 seconds on the clock, 7 seconds. Bentia gets a screen towards his left, takes a step back, three-pointer, it's up, it's off iron, and a foul with 1 second. Going to be a foul on the floor. And it's a foul on Landon Vanagow, an offensive foul. So South Medford will have the final shot with 1 second, leading by 11. Von Strahl to inbound, full court pass, up for Spires, he puts it up at the horn and he banks it in. It's the touchdown connection. Von Strahl to Spires, and at the horn the bank is open. And it's 43-30 at the halftime break. Tough end of the quarter for the Indians after they cut it to 7 points. Lead is stretched right back to 13. 43-30, the score at the halftime break. A lot to break down in that first half. We'll get you the stats. More insight on the other half of this 2-minute timeout here on 541radio.com. And the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Whether you're starting a family or starting over, opening new doors, or closing a chapter, plan for the transitions of life with financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Hold on to your taste buds because the heat is on. Introducing Mountain Mike's new jalapeno nut nuts. Our spicy hot nuts are handcrafted with fresh made dough, spicy jalapenos, creamy garlic sauce, and melty cheese all wrapped and ready to enjoy. And for limited time, they're just $5.99. Mountain Mike's new jalapeno nut nuts. They're the perfect spicy side to go with your next pizza order. Order online or on our app for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Welcome back here to South Medford High School. 40-30 the score at the halftime break. Just tallied up all of the statistics in the first half, and I believe I got everything correct, which is a good sight. It all adds up. 43 points for South Medford, 27 points in the first quarter for the Panthers, 16 points in the second quarter. At the halftime break, Isaac Tanasi with 5 points, Cole Adee with 8 points. He's the leading scorer. Landon Dufer has 3 points. Jackson Spires with 8 points after he got it to go at the horn. Right at the buzzer was the full court heave from Brunstrom to Spires as they connected and were able to hook up for the long three-quarters court connection, and then Spires did the rest to get to 8 points. Quentin Ritchie had 4 points. Joey Clevenger with 2 points, with them coming in the first quarter. And then Jed Johnson had 2 points on free throws in the first quarter. Jake Von Strahl, who was the quarterback on that last play right before the halftime break, total of 7 points at the halftime break. Then Roy Mitchell, the big senior post player, with 4 points. 2 points in the first quarter and then 2 points in the second quarter. In the first quarter, the Indians just had 13 points. They were able to score 17 points, I should say, in the second quarter to make it 30-43 at the halftime break. For the Indians, the 17 points was a breath of fresh air, and they also got a lot of contributors. In the first quarter, it was just Jaron Leeworthy and Owen Bentia combining for 13 points. 4 of them to Leeworthy, 9 of them to Bentia. Bentia had another 6 points on 2 3-pointers, 15 points at the halftime break for Mr. Bentia. Leeworthy with 6 points at the halftime break. Landon Fanigow, he had 3 points, a free throw, and a 2-pointer. Harrison Scott had 4 points, all of them coming in the second quarter on a couple of jump shots. Really good stuff from Harrison Scott. And then Caden Luther, 2 points in the second quarter. Halftime break, it is a 13-point game. It was down to a 7-point game, but then a 6-0 run at the halftime break spoiled things for the Indians as they were trailing by a lot. I mean, down by 14 points at the end of the first quarter, and even though it's a 13-point game at the half, a lot better quarter in the second for the Indians. Just got a little bit away from them towards the end of that quarter. Again, final 3-game stretch for the Roseburg Indians. They're going to be at home for senior night against Sheldon coming up on Friday. We'll have the game right here on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Or you can watch online with live video simulcast at 541radio.com. Live video simulcast brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe, our official stream sponsor. And if you are watching on YouTube right now or 541radio.com, our YouTube 1490 The Score, please subscribe and you can hit that button. It's free, and it'll boost up our numbers for the bosses, which is always a good thing. And you'll also be notified for Roseburg High School sports with our broadcasts every single time. We got the Doc Stewarts coming up in the summer. Roseburg Indians baseball happening in about 4 weeks from now. It's about a 3-week break between basketball season and baseball season. It's going to be mid-March. I believe March 18th is the first game for Roseburg baseball, which would be a month from today. So a month from today, the first Roseburg baseball game out at Champion Car Wash Field. UCC baseball was in action this past week at Champion Car Wash Field, and so they're breaking in the turf, and I'm sure the Indians will be out there practicing pretty soon. But again, we got 3 more basketball broadcasts today, and then I guess 2 more after today. One on Friday against Sheldon, and then next Tuesday, it'll be the final regular season game of the year, wrapping it up against the South Eugene Ags at the Purple Pit. One of my favorite places to broadcast, and one of the best gyms in the Southwest Conference. I will say, South Medford, beautiful high school. They did a great job with this high school. Opened up in 2010, and it is a wonderful facility. They got a couple of great high schools out here in the Rogue Valley. This one, a pretty nice one. Last week, Oakdale Middle School broadcasting there, the original South Medford High School. And, man, I got to tell you, that gym was impressive. They had the main gym, then they had 2 other gyms in that same complex, and then they had upstairs in the auxiliary gym, they had a wrestling floor on the second deck, and then they also had another wrestling room on that second deck. And from that second deck, you had to climb up these ladder stairs to get up towards the booth in the main gym, and just a wonderful facility. I mean, honestly, coming from California and seeing some of the high schools out here in Oregon have been really impressive. And This is a very nice gym. Looking forward to being back at South Eugene. Used to call games at the Purple Pit for the South Eugene X on their live stream. During that COVID spring season, I was broadcasting up there during my freshman year at the University of Oregon. So it'll be a nice return to the Purple Pit to face off against the Axe coming up a week from today. Got 2 minutes to go till the start of the second half. 43-30 the score. South Medford with the lead at the halftime break. We'll take a quick 1 minute timeout here on 541radio.com and the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
(43-30) the score at the halftime break. About to begin the second half of basketball here at South Medford High School. Again, special thanks to the Cow Creek Tribe, our video stream sponsor, all season long. Also special thanks to Dr. Ellison Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or call 541-378-6694. Again, that is Dr. Lanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Also special thanks to Chuck Schwarm and Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you?
At the start of the second half, the Panthers 43, the Indians 30.
So, fresh 8 minutes on the clock. Indians back on the floor with their black jerseys, white numbers, orange trim. South Medford going to have the basketball going left to right on your radio dial. Dufour inbounds it in for Colady, and we're underway to start the second half. Panthers leading by 13. Adi at the top of the arc. Leeworthy steps up defensively. Indians coming out, looking like man defense. Ball goes to the top to Dufour, out to the right wing for Adi. Adi passes to Tanasi, long two-point jump shot from the near corner. No good. Offensive rebound, Spires. His second chance won't go. He gets his rebound back, and he's fouled. Spires will go to the line as he's fouled on a jump shot. Foul is on Caden Luther. That is his first. So Spires at the line. First free throw for Spires. It falls short. Spires this season just a 39% free throw shooter on the year. His second free throw. He spins the ball and puts it up. It's good. 44-30. Spires, who had 7 points in the first half, gets to 8. Luther at the top in this 14-point game in the third quarter. Passes to Bentia at the top, dribbles down the left alley, lost the ball, and it was because he was bumped. Foul is on Jackson Spires. That is his third. Fanagow to inbound it from the baseline, gets it to the left wing. Bentia, a three-pointer, it goes. That's his fifth three-pointer tonight. 44-33. D gets it. Right wing, and now to Tanasi, left wing, out to Dufour on the near side. Back to the top for a D. Indians switch to a 2-3 defense once again into the paint. Mitchell gets it. Bounce pass to Tanasi on the far sideline. Drives baseline. Acrobatic pass to the top for a D. Into the paint for Mitchell. Back to the far corner. Three-pointer Tanasi. It rattles out. Bentia gets the rebound. Been physical at the boards. Bentia keeps it himself. Down the left lane. Goes up with the left hand. It rolls off to the left of the rim. It's no good. Now up the floor, it's a D to the near corner, due for a long two-pointer, and it goes. Landon Dufer with just 3 points in the first half on a three-pointer. Makes it back to a 13-point game. 46-33 the score. Fanagau at the top, passes to Luther. Pass into the paint, Fanagau goes up, he's fouled. Dufer going to be the one whistled for the foul. That is his first. So Fanagau to the line. 3 points in the first half. Fanagau, the 54% free throw shooter, goes off to the left. He's now 1 for 3 at the free throw line. Special thanks to our sponsor, Flyaway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel and make sure you have an agent in your corner. Call 541-672-5701. Fanagau gets the second one to go. And it is now 46-34. Right wing Dufer to the top for Mitchell. Passes to a D, left wing, he'll put up a three-pointer. It's too strong. Spires an offensive rebound as he out-jumped everybody. Foul is on Caden Luther. That is his second. D gets it, claps his hands, throws it to the top. In the backcourt, it's Dufer. Crosses the line, passes to a D on the right wing. Back to the top, Tanasi. Jabs, pulls up from the left elbow, and it's off. Fanagau gets the rebound for Roseburg. Under 5.5 to play, third quarter. Fanagau down the left lane himself. Passes to the far corner. Leeworthy takes one dribble, puts up a three-pointer, and it's short. Goes too strong, and now Spires the rebound and up the floor. The Panthers have it. Into the paint, a D goes up with the right hand. It's too strong, and now Roseburg a rebound. Leeworthy crosses between his legs, hands it to Fanagau, who drops it back on a drop pass to Bentia. Bentia crosses, it's a screen from Luther to the foul line, out to the right wing, three-pointer. Fanagau, it rattles in. Fanagau gets his first three-pointer. And a timeout for Roseburg as the Indians cut it down to a 9-point game. Second timeout used by Roseburg, a 30-second timeout. We'll take one here on 541radio.com. And the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Decades, you've invested for a more secure future, a comfortable lifestyle, and stability for the next generation. But can you do more? Achieve financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today. Sights set on retirement? At Palm Wealth Management, your priorities are our priorities. Feel comfortable with your finances and spend time on what matters most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
(46-37) the score. It's South Medford leading here in the third quarter. Indians trailed by 14 after one quarter. Trailed by 13 after two quarters, and they trail by just 9, a little over halfway through this third quarter. South Medford basketball going left to right on your radio dial. Quentin Ritchie at the top, passes to the right wing for Cole Adee. Back to the top for Clevenger. Fakes a pass and then passes to the left wing for Ritchie. Drives inside the arc. Tried to get it to the right wing and finally does after a deflected pass. And now a turnover. Bounce pass went right to Leeworthy. Fanagau throws it up the floor. Was looking for Luther in the connection, but it was too strong and it goes out of bounds. Turnover. Now South Medford basketball. Clevenger has it on the left wing. Passes to the top for a D. Out to the right wing. Ritchie fakes a pass a couple of times and now hucks it cross court. Getting it is Clevenger. Drives baseline out to the far corner for Johnson. Johnson to the right elbow. Ritchie gets it. He's left alone. He's short on the jump shot. And Luther gets the rebound. Bantia brings it up the floor. Bounce pass to Leeworthy. It's blocked. Luther gets the rebound and puts it in. Caden Luther makes it 46-39. Indians hit it here in the third quarter. Left wing. It's Clevenger to the top for a D, to the near side for Von Strahl, and it's taken away from Johnson, but ooh, a foul. I don't know about that one. Almost a steal. Foul is going to be on Harrison Scott. That is his second. Inbound goes to Von Strahl, near side, three-pointer goes. That's his second three-pointer. And after the Indians cut it to 7, leads back to 10. Indians have cut it to 7 a couple of times today, including right before the halftime break. Near corner, Scott drives baseline to the paint, got it knocked out of his hands, and it's going to stay here with Roseburg. 3:22 on the clock. 10-point lead for South Medford. Indians keep crawling, trying to work their way back into this game after trailing by 14 points at the halftime break. Scott gets it, left block, and it's knocked out of bounds once again. Should say 13 points to the halftime break, 14 points in the first quarter. Panigal gets it in to Luther on the right block, passes to Leeworthy, a fadeaway jump shot, won't go. Offensive rebound, Panigal, he gets it in. Panigal brings it back to single digits, 8-point game. Now Ritchie tries to answer and does from the left block. Ritchie gets it. And a timeout on the floor called by Roseburg. So a timeout on the floor. It is a 10-point game, 51-41. Actually, they're going to give the timeout to South Medford instead. So each team with 3 timeouts remaining. 30-second timeout. We'll take one ourselves here on 541radio.com and the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Whether you're starting a family or starting over, opening new doors, or closing a chapter, plan for the transitions of life with financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today. You've put in the work. Now put your investments to work. When you're ready to collect benefits, Palm Wealth Management will help you plan for the transitions of life with financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
(51-41) the score. 3:02 on the clock, third quarter. It is South Medford with the lead. Roseburg basketball after the timeout by South Medford. Bentia hands it off to Leeworthy, full court press. Eases up with tenacity, providing defense on Leeworthy. Hands it off to Luther, passes to Bentia, left wing. Puts up a long three-pointer. It's off to the left, off the glass. Goes back to the perimeter. Scott gets it. He'll put up a three-pointer. It's off to the left. And trying to chase it down is Luther in the near corner. He does. Gets it to Leeworthy. He'll take it in the arc. Tries to pass to Palm. It's taken away, but on the baseline was the left foot toes of Joey Clevenger. 2:36 on the clock. Leeworthy to inbound it for Roseburg on the left basket. Indians going right to left on your radio dial. Scott gets it in the near corner, brings it out to the left wing, hands it off to Bentia. Ritchie provides some defense. Bentia jabs, drives down the left lane, goes up with the left hand, and a charging foul. It's a big one. It's number 3 on Bentia. He's fouled out just once so far this season. It was in a overtime game against South Eugene, the heartbreaker. The Indians were leading, and the Axe won on a buzzer beater to win by 1. So after the foul, South Medford basketball at the top. Ritchie gets a screen to his right from Von Strahl to the near corner. Johnson three-pointer, flat shot, but it sinks. That's his first three-pointer. And the lead's up to 13 once again. It is 54-41. Bentia crosses a couple of times down the left alley, and he's fouled. Foul is on Quentin Ritchie. That's his first, the junior guard. Leeworthy to inbound it. Fakes a pass, gets it to Bentia. Near corner, three-pointer. It won't go. And now Tenassi, the rebound for South Medford. Brings it up the floor, passes to Ritchie, and his layup will go. 56-41 the score. South Medford extending the lead. Bentia dribbling it himself. He lost the ball on the floor. Picking it up is Clevenger. Up the floor for Tenassi. And Tenassi lays it in. And an injury timeout on the floor.
There's an official timeout on the field.
And so an official timeout. Injured player down for South Medford as the gym gets really quiet. Hoping he's okay. Take a 30-second timeout here on 541radio.com and the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Decades, you've invested for a more secure future, a comfortable lifestyle, and stability for the next generation. But can you do more? Achieve financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today. Sights set on retirement? At Palm Wealth Management, your priorities are our priorities. Feel comfortable with your finances and spend time on what matters most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Injured player still down on the floor for South Medford. 58-41 the score. Not sure who's actually down right now. Can't see from our vantage point. 1:37 on the clock. It's a 17-point lead for South Medford. It was a 7-point lead at one point. The Indians cut it down to 7 here in the third quarter, but since then it's been a 10-0 run. And now this injury timeout. As Coach Humphreys to talk to the squad a little bit more. Special thanks to our sponsor, Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years. With the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. That again is Fisher's Hearth and Home. Jed Johnson is the injured player, and that would be a big loss for South Medford. Honorable mention, all-conference player a year ago. Walks south on his own power. So Roseburg basketball to take out from the right baseline. Leeworthy, the one to inbound it in for Roseburg. Gets it into Bentia, lost it for a second, picks it back up, throws it up the floor. Sir Scott goes off of his shoe. He's fighting for it, he loses it, and it's on the floor. Picking it up is South Medford, and Ritchie lays it in. Extends the lead for South Medford. Bentia keeping it himself down the left lane, and a blocking foul. Oof. Thought it was going to be another charge for Bentia. 19-point lead for South Medford. Foul is on Roy Mitchell. Bentia at the line. His first free throw. Off back iron. Man, Bentia this season, a 72% free throw shooter. He's just 1 for 4 at the free throw stripe today. Bentia gets the second one to go. And it's an 18-point game, 60-42. Tenassi has it on the left wing, back to the top. Out to the right wing for Johnson. Tried to go to Tanasi on alley-oop, and he was short on the dunk attempt. Roseburg gets the basketball. Bentia, Euro step from the right elbow. It won't go off the rim. And the rebound goes to Joey Clevenger, and the Panthers throws it up the floor for Tanasi. No look pass down low. Ritchie lays it in. 6 points in the quarter. And Bentia's fouled on the near sideline. Ritchie, the one called with the foul. That's his second. And now Bentia will be at the line to shoot two. Special thanks to our sponsor, Centennial Orthopedics, sports injuries, and more. It's your move. Visit centennialorthopodiatry.com. Bentia makes the free throw. Now 3 for 6 at the line today, and it's 62-43. Tristan Frabel checks in with Jaden Kemmerly as Harrison Scott checks out with Caden Luther. Bentia makes the second free throw. 62-44, and a travel called on South Medford. So Leeworthy has it, inbounds it in to Bentia. Bentia past the half-court line. Pass to Kemmerly, left wing three-pointer. It's airballed. Tanasi gets it. Shot clock off with 25 seconds. Down the right lane is Clevenger. Gets it to Mitchell. Back out. Clevenger, three-pointer. It's off front iron. Bentia tried to get the rebound and it went right to Tanasi, who easily lays it in. Almost a turnover. And now Bentia has it, trailing by 20. Bentia pulls up. Long three-pointer. It won't go. 4 seconds. Tanasi gets it. Half-court heave. It's short. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. 64-44 the score. South Medford with the lead. 3 quarters in the books. 1 minute timeout here on 541radio.com and the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Fourth quarter. So we begin here at South Medford High School. Roseburg basketball. Harrison Scott gets a pass to half-court line. Indians trailing by 20 points. Pass to the near corner. Tristan Frabel wide open, and he cashes in on a three-pointer. Makes it a 67-47 game. Ritchie turnaround. Jump shot won't go on a two-point attempt. Rebound batted out, and now Harrison Scott with some momentum, a one-on-one. No foul. Shot won't go. Leeworthy is fall up, no good. And now up the floor, due for a one-on-one with Frabel. Goes down the left lane. He's fouled by Frabel, and he'll have to earn it the hard way at the line as Frabel, the sophomore, comes in and commits the foul. 64-47 the score. Special thanks to our sponsor, Palm Wealth Management, a member of T.A. Davidson and Company, member SIPC. D has it on the left wing to the left block, and a basket goes for Levi Pacheco, who flexes the muscles. Pacheco gets his first 2 points as he comes in for the first time today. Pacheco had 4 points in the last game, and no points in the game against Roseburg the first time through. 66-47, a chance to stretch it back to 20, and Pacheco does that. 3-point play. Now the other way, a steal for South Medford, a turnover for the Indians. Left alone is Adi, and he'll lay it in. And now the referees will talk things over right now. Not exactly sure what the stoppage is about. Left side judge came out and blew the whistle after the basket. They're having a conversation right now. They're going to go to the scores table and still trying to figure out what they're going to do. Oh, I think it was a clock issue. As they reset the clock, 69-47, still though on the scoreboard. Got the legendary BG Gould right there doing stats. The unofficial mayor of Medford. Got to meet him for the first time today. Honestly, the highlight of the trip so far here at South Medford High School. (69-47) the score. 22-point lead, largest of the night. So still awaiting the inbound after the stoppage. Again, a late start today. Referee still converging. So the referees are back at the scores table. They've removed the basket. And Coach Humphreys is talking things over with the referee. And now they've put it back up. So now the 69 is back on the board. So after all that, it's 7:01 on the clock, and it's still 69-47. Indians get it. Leeworthy passes the half-court line. Ritchie provides defense. Passes to Cantrell. He drives baseline. Nice jump step into the lane, but he can't get the layup to go. It falls just short. Might have used all of his energy on that jump step. Incredible move. Definitely will look for the finish next time. 69-47. Cantrell gets it into Scott on the near side. From the left wing, passes to Luther into the paint. His back is towards the basket, working on Pacheco. Trying to feed it to Scott, and it goes off of his hands and out of bounds. South Medford with some pace gets to Dufour, and then cross court to the far corner for Pacheco. Saves it from going out of bounds, but it's a turnover to Cantrell. Cantrell down the lane. Tried a Euro step, but lost the handle. Found its way to Frabel, gives it to Bantillo. Three-pointer won't go from the near corner. Ball on the floor. Spires and Luther wrestling for it. And a jump ball is going to be called. Possession arrow, South Medford way. South Medford, their season high this season, 78 points. They have a chance to break that tonight against the Indians. Ritchie gets it, passes to a D on the far side. Takes it into the paint, passes to Dufer. Hands it off to Ritchie, down to Pacheco in the paint. Turnaround hook shot goes over Bentia. And now, largest lead of the night, 24 points for South Medford, 71-47. Bentia down the left lane, goes up with the right hand, it won't go. And now South Medford the other way. Ritchie, left wing, dropped the body. Oh my goodness. Offensive foul. I believe it was Frabel that was sliding. And the foul is going to be on Quentin Ritchie. Cantrell passes it into Bentia. Dribbles up the near sideline. Crosses Ritchie a couple of times. Takes it to the top, lost the ball. And a push. Foul this time on Levi Pacheco. It's his first, and Indians will have it on the far sideline. Second team foul for South Medford. Luther fakes a pass, gets it to Bentia, right wing. Screen, long jump pass, and now Frabel on the far side. Spinning into the corner, pass to Cantrell, a nice cut, and he lays it in. Easton Cantrell making some moves here in the fourth quarter, 71-49. South Medford leading, left wing, three-pointer from Ritchie. He connects. First three-pointer today for Quentin Ritchie, and it's 74-49. Bentia takes it to the left elbow, lost the handle, and now the other way. It's Dufer to Adi, and he lays it in. Adi up to 4 points in the quarter, and South Medford's at 76 points, 2 away from their season high. Bentia passes to the free throw line. Luther is there. Contact and a push. This might be against Ritchie. And it is. It's the fourth foul on Quentin Ritchie. Tanasi and Mitchell come in. Ritchie and Pacheco come out. Harrison Scott to inbound it. Gets it to Bentia. Fadeaway three-pointer. It won't go off back iron. And Tanasi gets the rebound. Throws it up the floor for Spires. It's taken away by Frabel. Frabel passes up the floor for Scott. Left alone. Left-handed layup. Oh, off the rim. Spires gets it the other way with some pace. South Medford. Dufer down the lane and puts it in off the far side baseline. 78-49. And a foul on the floor. 4 minutes on the clock. Trying to wrap this one up. Foul's on Spires. That is his fourth. Pretty much all 5 seniors. They'll check out and get a big round of applause. $29-point lead, the largest of the night for South Medford. Scott gets it to Bentia, right wing, step back, three-pointer. It's good. Bentia. 6 3-pointers tonight. And it's 78-52. At the top, it's Von Strahl to the far corner. Brandon Carson in for the first time. Now Tucker Hopkins into the game, pulls up just shy of the free throw line. His J too strong, off back iron. And Frabel gets the rebound. Luther up the floor. Tries to go full court pass to Leeworthy, who couldn't haul in the pass. Instead, he threw it off of Joey Clevenger out of bounds. Roseburg basketball, 3:25 on the clock, fourth quarter. Scott claps the hands. Gets to the top for Frabel. Hands it off to Bentia. Bentia takes a dribble towards his left. At the top of the arc, gets a screen to the right, pulls up from the right elbow. Off the rim and up the other way is South Medford. Clevenger on the right wing to the top. Hopkins out to the far side for Von Strahl. Bounce pass to Pacheco in the paint. Goes up on Luther and hit the bottom of the glass. Now Leeworthy tosses it up for Frabel. Pulls up from the left wing. It's off to the left and rebound goes to Clevenger. Clevenger trapped in the corner and a timeout going to be called on the floor by South Medford. Take a timeout ourselves. 78-52 the score. 2:48 to play here at South Medford High School. 30-second timeout here on 541radio.com. In the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for a great lunch and great value with endless options for everyone? Then hurry over to Mountain Mike's Pizza for our all-you-can-eat lunch buffet. For one low price, you can choose from a variety of signature and specialty hot and delicious pizzas. Then build your own salad your way with a wide selection of fresh vegetables, toppings, and dressings with as little or as much as you want. Mountain Mike's Weekday Lunch Buffet. It's lunch and salad bar the way it ought to be.
$78-52 the score. That's South Medford the lead, 2:48 to go here in this one. Hopkins gets it in. Pass goes back to Von Strahl. Full court press for the Indians. Palm, Scott, Leeworthy, Kemmerly, and Bentia on the floor. Near corner three-pointer. It's cash from Braden Carson. 81-59, 29-point lead, the largest of the night once again, and a foul on the floor. Carson only averages 0.3 points per game. Just a 20% three-point shooter, and he gets it to go. And now Jaden Kemmerly will go to the line with Levi Pacheco picking up his second foul. 81-52, Kemmerly misses it. It's his first free throw all season long. Special thanks to our sponsor, Mountain Mike's Pizza at the corner of Bellows and Harvard in Roseburg. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. Kemmerly gets it to go. He's 1 for 2 at the line, not only today, but also all season. I was waiting for him to finally get a free throw attempt, and he does. Now to the far side. Hopkins tried to go to Pacheco, and it's taken away from him by Bentia. Bentia passes to Palm. Right elbow, guarded by Clevenger. Takes a dribble, passes to Bentia. Left wing, three-pointer. He can't get his seventh to go, down. And now bodied by 3 Indian defenders was Tucker Hopkins. Came up and got the rebound. Foul is on Jaden Kemmerly. That is his first. Frabel checks in, Bentia checks out. Bentia with 24 points. Hopkins on the near side. Passes into the paint for Pacheco. And a foul is on Pacheco. And that's the 5th team foul, so Tristan Frabel will go to the line. Special thanks to our sponsor, Bowers Industrial, a proud supporter of our local community and youth sports. Special thanks again to the Cow Creek Tribe, our video stream sponsor, all season long. Frabel makes the free throw. Makes it 81-54. Frabel second. It's good. Remains 100% at the free throw line this season. Turnover for South Medford as the pass goes errant on the near sideline to the far sideline, looking for Von Strahl. Now a minute 40 to go. 100 seconds remaining in this basketball game. Ashton Palm gets it to Harrison Scott, left wing, brings it to the top, passes to Kemmerly at the left elbow. Kemmerly takes a jab, and an offensive foul. Foul is on Harrison Scott. That is his third. Tucker Hopkins, full court pass. Kemmerly swats it down, and Harrison Scott gets it. Scott tosses it up the floor, and it's taken away by Von Strahl. Minute 20. Indians pressing to the very end. Kemmerly knocks it away momentarily. Hopkins picks it up, throws it up the floor. Scott with a hand on it, but it somehow gets to Pacheco, and he puts it in off the glass and in. Scott will have it on the far sideline as he takes it himself to the free throw line, puts up a jump shot. It's off to the right side, and Von Strahl gets it. Dribbles it slowly, hands it off to Clevenger, hands it off in the paint. Pacheco gets it. His shot won't go, and Scott gets it for the Indians. 83-55. Kemmerly, left wing, takes a dribble, puts up a floater. It won't go. Clevenger gets it up the floor for Hopkins, and he lays it in. That's his first 2 points. And a whistle. It's going to be a turnover for Roseburg. 85-55, final 15 seconds. Hopkins past the half-court line. 30-point lead, the largest of the night. And this might be it. Clevenger with 4, 3, 2, and 1. 85-55, the final. Tough one for the Indians. They were in it. Second half got away. 30-point win for South Medford, 85 points. Most this season for the South Medford offense. Got a lot to break down. Get a couple of breaks in and the post-game show. 2-minute timeout first, though. You're on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Can't move a muscle? Make a move to Centennial Orthopedics and Podiatry for muscle, joint, and bone care for the entire family. Whether for ankle or foot, hand and wrist, shoulder and elbow, hip and knee, or sports injuries, our specialty-trained doctors can help you get moving. Get the safe, comfortable orthopedic care you deserve right here in Douglas County. It's your move. Call 541-229-2663 or visit centennialorthopodiatry.com today.
Looking for a great lunch and great value with endless options for everyone? Then hurry over to Mountain Mike's Pizza for our all-you-can-eat lunch buffet. For one low price, you can choose from a variety of signature and specialty hot and delicious pizzas. Then build your own salad your way with a wide selection of fresh vegetables, toppings, and dressings with as little or as much as you want. Mountain Mike's Weekday Lunch Buffet. It's lunch and salad bar the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Welcome back here to the post-game show. 85-55, the final score. We'll see if Coach Humphreys makes his way up to the bleachers and talks with us for the post-game. A 30-point loss for the Indians. And really, it was the second half that got away from them. They cut it down to a 7-point game in the third quarter, and eventually it went all the way up to 17 points in the third quarter, actually all the way up to 20 points. But it was a 10-0 run after the Indians cut it to 17 points. Then it was a 14-1 overall run to stretch it to a 20-point lead for South Medford. Indians were in it in the third quarter. They were outscored 21-14, their largest margin, until the fourth quarter, where they were outscored 21-11. 27 points in the first quarter, 16 points in the second quarter, and then 21 the last two quarters for the South Medford Panthers as they get up to 85 points, their largest point total scored offensively this season. It's an offense that only averaged 55.6 points per game, and they did a good job defensively, held the Indians to their season average, 55 points per game. They averaged given up per game this season, and they held the Indians to 55 points. Roseburg 13 points in the first quarter, 17 points in the second quarter. It was trailing just 43-30 at the halftime break, and then it was 44 points at the end of the third quarter for the Indians as they trailed by 20 after a 14-point third quarter, and then the fourth quarter really got away. 85-55 the final. Tough one for the Indians. Got a couple of more games to go. One on Friday versus Sheldon. 6:45 the tip-off there. Pregame show starting at 6:30 p.m. Then the Indians will be at South Eugene the following Tuesday. Indians lose this one by 30. Coach Humphreys talking things over with the Palms right now. Got another 1 minute of breaks to get in because, well, there wasn't a lot of timeouts here today. So we'll take our final 1 minute timeout, get you the final stats from this one here on 541radio.com and the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Welcome back here to the postgame show. Nat Jarecki here with Coach Humphreys. Coach, 85-55, the final. South Medford with the win. Your overall thoughts in this one?
Much happier than how we played after North Medford down here last week. I felt like we competed the whole game. We definitely kind of started out slow again and dug ourselves a little bit of a hole, but we competed through that, and we competed and cut it to 10, maybe 9 at one point.
7 points in the third quarter.
There we go, 7 in the third, and so continue to fight and know that we can play with them. We just couldn't sustain it for the 4 quarters.
Mm-hmm. Landon Fanigal, he was back in action today. 9 points for him. What did you think for him in his return?
It's just good to get him back out there and back on his feet for our last few games of the season, of his senior season, and kind of limited his minutes some, but wanted to make sure he was completely healthy and not straining that ankle too much. He got some big rebounds for us. Obviously had that big three-pointer and had some big buckets for us.
It felt like in the fourth quarter, even though you guys were down by 20-plus points, you had a lot of bench players in the game, and it felt like the intensity was there defensively. Were you proud of your squad and the effort they gave to the very end?
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the things we talk about, competing all the way through, we kind of gave a bunch of run-out lanes at the end because a couple of our starters are also those, when we only got 8 on the bench, then 2 starters are still going to be in at the end, and they've played the whole game, and so they don't quite have the energy that those other guys can bring from the bench. But, Easton brought some great energy, had a great couple takes to the basket, some big rebounds and steals. Ashton brought some good energy off the bench, and all those guys contributed, not just at the end, but throughout the game to give our starters some breaks that they needed to be able to continue to compete.
Well, long bus ride home. I'll let you get to it and enjoy the bus ride back. Chick-fil-A afterwards?
Chick-fil-A,
that's the post-game thing for Roseburg basketball.
Thanks, Nate.
Felt like everybody in Medford was there last week. Appreciate it, Coach. That was Coach Humphreys wrapping things up. 85-55, the final score here at South Medford High School. So they will be going to Chick-fil-A afterwards. That's where I went last week, and I ran into the squad there. And, it feels like the squad wanted to go back, and so that's good to hear that they're going to go to Chick-fil-A post-game. Final stats from this one: Tucker Hopkins with 2 points, Isaac Tanasi with 11 points for South Medford, Cole D with 12 points, Landon Dufer with 7 points, Jackson Spires had 9 points, Quentin Ritchie had 13 points, Joey Clevenger with 2, Jed Johnson with 5, Jake Van Strahl with 10 points, Braden Carson with 3 points, Levi Pacheco with 7, and Roy Mitchell with 4 points. A lot of scores, a lot of players contributing for South Medford, and they get their season high of 85 points here tonight against Roseburg. For the Indians, Owen Bentia, 24 points for him. He had 15 in the first half, 11 in the second half, 9 in the second half, I should say. Easton Cantrell with 2 points, Caden Luther with 4, Jaden Kemmerly with 1 point. Tristan Fabrel had 5 points in the fourth quarter, Harrison Scott with 4 points. Panagal had 9 in his return to the floor, and Jaron Leeworthy finished with 6. 85-55, the final score. South Medford, they'll be hosting South Eugene on Friday, and then they wrap up their season next Thursday against North Medford High School at Oakdale Middle School. A little black and blue action, and might actually be a battle for second place. They come through with a victory on Friday against South Eugene. The Indians will be at home. Senior night coming up on Friday against Sheldon. Then they're on the road to wrap up the year against South Eugene at the Purple Pit. See you on Friday, 6:45 tip-off, 6:30 pregame show right here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. That'll do it for us here at South Medford High School. Special thanks to BG Gould and everybody here at South Medford High School. Dad and Blue, our athletic director at Roseburg High School. To our producer back in studio, Brenton Cranford. I'm Nate Jarecki saying so long from South Medford. We'll see you on Friday. Indians versus Irish right here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.